welcomes everyone to the third encounter for corporate social responsibility (CSR) for the sustainable development within the work frame of CUMIPAZ Guatemala. Today, October 2nd, 2018, in the Convention Center of the Westin Camino Real Hotel. Special salutation to the international authorities, national authorities, entrepreneurs, special guests that accompany today. Would like to invite the members of the main table to please pass and take your place. Dr. Gloria del Carmen Zarazúa, Vice Minister of Economy of Guatemala. Mrs. Gabriela Lara, General Director of the Global Embassy of Activists for Peace. Mr. Miguel Gonzalez, National Coordinator of the Global Embassy of Activists for Peace in Guatemala. Next, we'll have the salutation words of the Vice Minister of Economy of Guatemala, Dr. Gloria del Carmen Zarazúa. Mr. Coordinator of the Global Embassy of Activists for Peace, Miguel Gonzalez. Mr. President, Executive President of the Global Embassy of Activists for Peace, Dr. William Soto Santiago. Mrs. General Director of the Global Embassy of Activists, Mrs. Gabriela Lara. Mr. Executive Director of the Guatemalan Chamber for Construction. Ministers of State, gentlemen from the Congress of the Republic of Guatemala, members of the Judicial Power, entrepreneurs, new entrepreneurs, communication media, and the general public. I'd like to start giving the warmest welcome to our Guatemala, to the foreign guests that are here present today. Please be welcome to this warm land. It's a pleasure for me to be here sharing in this great Congress organized by the Global Embassy of Activists for Peace, whose main topic is corporate social responsibility for sustainable development. Corporate social responsibility is a task of all of us, not only for the corporate sector. And I start by saying that from the government, the Cartoon Plan from 2032 has stated a route for the development of Guatemala through a common vision of a country for a different future, guaranteeing the well-being of the population. The development is one of the 5 axes of priorities for the government of President Jimmy Morales. In this way, in the framework of the economical policies 2016-2021, growth, economical growth, inclusive growth, and sustainable growth, as it says, we have as a priority the economical growth, being this always inclusive. Its main aim is to direct the efforts in the search for sustainability, both economically, environmentally, for the development of the country. It is because of that we recognize the importance of the corporate social responsibility for sustainable development of our Guatemala. In that same framework, the sector of the micro, small, and medium-sized corporations is part of the priority agenda of the Ministry of Economics, and that it's now strengthening competencies and capabilities of the medium-sized companies through trainings, technical assistance, with the aim of contributing to the economical growth of the communities. Through the confirmation of association organizations, the impulse to new companies, the insertion to labor market, and the enabling of tools for innovation, improvement in quality and competitiveness in the services. In accordance with the economical policy, we favor the new companies that are compatible with the environment and take care of natural resources. like the promotion of the chain of the tourism sector. We also need to mention that women are very important starrings for the familiar sustainability. In many cases, it's them the only source for the generation of income for the family. We invested in the empowerment of women, which contributes to the search of gender equality, eradication of poverty, and economical inclusive growth in the country. I can mention that we develop projects and concrete actions aimed especially at women, like in the case in a program called Tejiendo Alimentos, Kneading Food, which has a strategy of production sectors with strategic alliances supporting the municipalities with the highest level of malnutrition, as well as promoting products in local markets, in international markets, and obtaining commercial orders that can improve the life conditions of the beneficiaries, which in most cases are women, artisans, and indigenous. Likewise, we work in a strategy of financial inclusion with four transversal axes: financial education, user protection, communication to the strategies. This will allow that the homes in poverty condition dedicated to economical informal activities or unstable activities that they can access to credits and financial services, which contributes to improve their life level and well-being. I can also comment that according to the data collected by the OXIMIPYME, the corporate park was of up to 873,000 companies, of which about 88% corresponds to micro corporations, 9% of this to small corporations, and 1% to mid-sized corporations. Because of the difference, let's see how much belongs to the big corporations. Let us also take into account that the MIPYME sector generates about 80% of employment in Guatemala, and it contributes in 35% to the GDP. For that reason, we as the Ministry of Economics and as the government of Guatemala, we are strengthening public policies, supporting and fostering the development of small companies. In the Ministry of Economics, we'll continue to make efforts to support sustainable development and to incorporate corporate social responsibility as an important pillar for the businesses in present days. The strength of our country is in the diversity, the multiculturality, and the talent of the Guatemalans. If we mix these characteristics, we'll be able to have more development and inclusion in the country. Guatemala is growing and there are more investment opportunities now. We need to generate more economical development with corporate social responsibility, generating alliances for the development of our entrepreneurs. And this morning, only thing I'd like to do is to encourage you to participate in the dialogue tables and the forums that are going to be developed, and that as a result of this journey, we hope to have new tools to continue generating public policies in favor of the sustainable development of our countries. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Carmen Zarazúa.
Well, this is the fourth summit of the Integration for Peace. So we're taking a declaration. This declaration gives us the tools to execute the programs and projects within the Global Embassy of Activists for Peace be established to fulfill the objectives. Well, with the social responsibility, we're going to see what happened in Panama, where opens the way of what we did this last year. Let's see the video of the social responsibility.
La responsabilidad social empresarial es un concepto que ha ganado importancia y reconocimiento en las empresas, constituyéndose en una herramienta útil con la cual el sector empresarial, de manera voluntaria, decide contribuir a lo largo de un desarrollo sostenible, buscando el bienestar de la sociedad y la protección de la madre tierra. En ese sentido, la Cumbre de Integración por la Paz ha brindado desde el año 2016 un espacio de diálogo entre instituciones, empresas y personas que generan iniciativas encaminadas al fortalecimiento de la paz integral, la felicidad del ser humano y el cuidado ambiental. Producto de esta sesión, se constituyó un programa para concientizar y direccionar a los empresarios en dar soluciones adecuadas y acertadas a las problemáticas sociales, económicas y ambientales, generando conocimiento y fortalecimiento de valores. ARCEPAZ, alianza empresarial que está siendo promovida por la Embajada Mundial de Activistas por la Paz. Se crearon los encuentros empresariales para desarrollar los objetivos de ARCEPAZ. En estos escenarios, en conjunto con diversas agremiaciones, se han fortalecido las relaciones entre empresarios. También se ha generado conocimiento en RSE. Se ha socializado el concepto de cambio climático y se ha promovido el Acuerdo de París, mostrando a la RSE como una herramienta clave para la construcción de la paz y de economías solidarias y más estables. Durante el año 2017, se socializó con congresistas de diversos países sobre la necesidad de impulsar un proyecto de ley en RSE que incorpore todas las propuestas y sugerencias de empresarios previamente sensibilizados en áreas de buscar el beneficio para el ser humano y el planeta Tierra. Así también, el programa de RSE iniciará un proceso de apoyo en las propuestas ambientales de la EMAP mediante un manifiesto empresarial que promueve el reconocimiento de la Madre Tierra como un ser vivo y sus derechos inalienables, generando así compromisos y acciones positivas en materia ambiental. Para la CUMIPAZ 2018 surge un nuevo proyecto, Liderazgo Ético en RSE, como resultado de las propuestas generadas en las declaraciones de las cumbres de los años 2016 y 2017. Este proyecto busca la formación de líderes éticos que busquen que prevalezca el bien común sobre el personal, fundamentados en el valor del amor, la ética y en una visión holística para tomar las decisiones.
We invite Mrs. Gabriela, General Director of the Global Embassy of Activists for Peace. Good morning. Welcome all of you in the name of Dr. William Soto, Santiago, International President, the President of the Global Embassy of Activists for Peace. We thank the presence of all of you, each one of you, especially Mrs. Gloria, Esperanza, the Carmen, Vice Minister of Economics of Guatemala, and thanks to all the authorities of Guatemala for the warm welcome and the good heart that they have, the kind heart with which they have received us, so that we can proceed with this summit for peace. This is the second day of session for CSR this time, and the objective of the session is to create awareness in the corporate sector on the importance of implementing CSR in the companies, but based on principles and values as a mechanism, as an effective way to be able to address all the social problematics, sustainability of Mother Earth, with the aim of strengthening the integral peace of the human being and of the nations. From the Global Embassy of Activists for Peace, we understand the corporate social responsibility as a vision of doing business, but being founded on the work of the CSR based on the respect for human dignity, the rights of Mother Earth, and with the commitment of the entrepreneurs to transform the environment of work so they can also transform the society, the environment, based on justice, equity of all the publics that compose them. It is necessary to address the economic dimension, to address the peace from the economic dimension. It is important in terms of that to address the CSR and the corporate sector as a social actor that can transform its environment, that can transform societies. It is very important then to include all the corporate sector in this work, in this fight for the peace, in this strive for the peace and the happiness of the human family. I'm going to leave you with some words of Dr. Soto Santiago, who, because of health issues, was not able to join us, but he will be sharing with us some words about CSR. Please go ahead with the video.
Reciban un saludo todos los integrantes de la mesa de honor, apreciados empresarios y público en general. Tengan todos muy buenos días y gracias por acompañarnos en la cumbre de integración por la paz, CUMIPAZ. Los avances científicos y tecnológicos han provisto una diversidad de recursos para generar nuevos modelos de empresas y nuevas visiones que buscan el crecimiento constante. Muchos de ellos representan un desafío porque si bien permiten un mayor desarrollo económico, también pueden alterar la vida de la familia humana de la forma como la conocemos. En ese sentido, hemos venido planteando desde la teoría educativa para la paz y felicidad del ser humano integral la importancia de formar al ser humano en su corazón con principios y valores. Es urgente y necesario que el sector económico, los empresarios, puedan repensar la economía, repensar la relación de las empresas con nuestra madre tierra, pero sobre todo reconstruir la cosmovisión que tiene el empresario del ser humano. Muchas veces, erradamente, se pensó que los valores como la ética, la solidaridad, el respeto, la honestidad, no tenían relación con el proceso de generar utilidades. Pero es momento de tomar conciencia de que estos valores, y en especial el amor por el prójimo, el amor por el semejante, son activos intangibles e indispensables en la empresa. Es importante promover un liderazgo ajustado a la realidad del siglo XXI a través de líderes positivos que proporcionen seguridad y mantenimiento del planeta Tierra, es decir, un liderazgo integral, transformacional, positivo. Las empresas están constituidas por seres humanos y administradas por seres humanos. Es por esto que la maximización de beneficio y la competitividad no deben ser el punto de partida ni del empresario ni de la empresa. El sector empresarial tiene la capacidad de cambiar la vida de las personas y el mundo. Esto lo logra cuando su principal objetivo está puesto en servir a los demás, en buscar constantemente la forma de contribuir al bienestar y superación de todos los seres humanos a tener un continuo crecimiento personal en el ser, en el hacer, en el pertenecer. Cuando esto se convierte en el principal objetivo, las utilidades económicas vendrán a ser parte del resultado. Los empresarios deben vigilar continuamente sus acciones y la manera como toman decisiones, siendo conscientes de que éstas afectan a su entorno y, por ende, la vida. La responsabilidad social, empresarial, debe ser un compromiso real y una herramienta para hacer negocios con principios éticos y transparentes. El mundo necesita que para los líderes empresariales el crecimiento por sí solo no sea suficiente. Se necesitan líderes que día a día estén enfocados en encontrar el bienestar, la superación, la paz y felicidad de las personas, en encontrar un sentido de servicio, que piensen con el corazón y estén dispuestos a contribuir en la generación de más líderes que impacten de forma positiva la vida de la familia humana, pues servir a los demás es el fundamento de la felicidad. Todos tenemos la capacidad de ser un líder integral, transformacional, positivo, que contribuya para que las personas de nuestro entorno sean cada vez más felices. Esta invitación es un reto que les traerá oportunidades y los ayudará a materializar sus sueños como empresarios y como seres humanos. Muchas gracias.